Welcome, missionaries and miracle workers, to episode 49 of Dion Rising. This right here is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play campaign brought to you by the Knights of D20. What's up, what's up? It is episode 49. We are so close to 50. Oh my gosh. We're going to do something crazy. Okay, as usual, though, before we begin swinging big ol' maces, we have a few announcements brought to you by a friend of mine who sells locks of his hair to the finest yarn spinners in all the kingdom. And I want to knit with that yarn. Bobby, what are the announcements this week?
I'm sorry, my dear, but you couldn't afford it.
Oh, that's so true.
First thing I want to do is bring attention to Indigenous People Day today. So if you were unaware of that, that's something to be on the radar for, and maybe look up something cool, something new about Indigenous people in your area. It's always good to educate yourself and learn more about other people and other cultures. Speaking of other cultures, we have some other news from the distant, distant land of Canada, where it is Canadian Thanksgiving. So on today, we would like to give a big Canadian thanks to our Canadian, who is always there every time we have the slightest tech inconvenience to save the day, no matter how big or small, always there for us. So thank you, Dane. We love you.
The tech is outsourced from Canada.
We're so thankful for our Canadian tech support.
Throughout the week, though, we are going to be having tea time this week. You are yet again stuck with me because, as you see, Melanie has found herself tied up with other obligations, so she is not with us today, and she will not be here for tea time, but I will, and I'll be joined by Kara, because if my predictions are correct, some crazy stuff is about to happen that I'm going to want answers for. Also, for all of our people who keep yelling at me specifically about book club, I will have you know that I have read an entire chapter and a half since Wednesday's tea time when everyone put me on blast. So I'm getting through it, and we should be back on track for that in another year and a half. But I'm going to send it back to our dungeon mother to get this adventure going because I want to know what's happening.
I do too. I'm excited to find out just as much as you all are. Okay. Thank you, Bobby. And thank you all again for joining us as we embark on an epic adventure in the world of Dion, where heroes rise, dangers abound, and legends are born. Players, dice at the ready. Beautiful. In episode 48, this party considered their options for ending the Undying Wood curse over the Yuan-Ti people and a large swath of land over the eastern continent. After much debate, the group settled on attempting to destroy the Figurine of Dea, the conduit of this curse, by using the Mace of Eztar, another celestial armament of the Dionic War era, against it. After warning the Yuan-Ti leader Sizitzi and giving her sick and injured time to gather in the tower, the group went to work with Bula designated to swing the mighty mace. While Bula struck thrice, the rest of the group had to work to fend off choir missionary Barda Cromwell, who seemed hell-bent on stopping the destruction of the figurine. She was unable to reach Bula in time, though, as we ended with a beautiful nat 20, and one last strike of the mace from Bula crushed the figurine with one final blow from the mace. So, as we come back, I'm going to go ahead and ask Dane to switch us on over to a battle map.
Just immediately, just right out the gate there.
Let's get right on in there.
Quickly.
Just in case.
Neither was I.
Jeez Louise.
Everything I do is just as much a mystery to me as it is to you all. Okay,
The
so we're
inner
jumping in.
machinations of your mind are an enigma.
Oh yeah, even to me. Okay, we're gonna jump right back in where we left off. I believe the last thing I told you was that mace came swinging down, and with a thunderous, catastrophic boom, the Figurine of Dea, in a puff of that same hazy smoke that finally, at this point, dissipates, comes off of the shattered remnants of this god's armament, the little figurine. Bula, let's jump in with you here. Go ahead and roll for me a strength saving throw.
All right.
As the destruction of a celestial piece of weaponry occurs.
Okay. This is a savings throw, right?
A saving throw, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Maraway sent Which of your
Eden.
little critters?
It was
Eden.
Eden.
Eden. Send Eden over. So I get, what is it, a +4? Plus
It's
D4?
a D4.
add
Yes,
a
because I
D4 to
gave
that.
you legacy resistance.
Ooh. So 17 plus 7 plus 1.
I got you.
Thanks. Thanks for that. So
What's that put your
altogether,
total at?
25.
Oh, okay.
Not too shabby. Okay. So you do not end up prone, but just the force of this thing sort of exploding at your feet, the force of the energy just pushes you back as your feet just like slide. You brace yourself, but your feet still slide back 5 feet across the floor, but you manage to brace yourself and stay upright, and you almost like use the Mace of Estar like to sort of steady yourself on the ground. And looking down at the mace in your hands, it is cracked. The whole handle has one long fracture down it that you can see just like pulses with this sort of like illuminated light coming out of the mace itself, the handle, and the head of the mace looks like that crack sort of continues through it, but it is still intact. And it is going to be your turn as Barda is facing down Killian. She has pushed Amelia off the stairs. So Amelia currently is on like the lower level of the map, so you can't see her as we stand now, except for maybe Dane and Eidos can probably see her at their angle. They're sort of on that downward slope of the ramp going down to the lower level. So they sort of
I'm
have an
on the
eyeline
floor
on
under
Amelia.
this one.
And Marway is beneath, yeah. So we can't quite see Marway there either. Just know that he's on the floor beneath as well.
And
so he can start to make his way up if he gets to that point.
And Seraphina, is she on the first level or is she up there with me?
I believe Seraphina was still up there with you, if I remember right. Does anybody else know any different?
I was
No,
the
I
only
think I
one
know.
downstairs, I think.
I thought Marway was the only one down and the rest of you were up top. I think.
I thought that
Okay.
Seraphina was with the sick people down below, but
I thought she was too. I thought they all left me alone with this thing because
Yeah,
I was a
thought-
little bit put out about it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
she
it
was
was-
by herself.
it was killing
Okay, we'll
it
put her
out
down.
there.
We'll put her down with Marway and the sick people. So we'll keep that in mind. And then Eidos, do you have Seraphina? Do you have access to her character sheet so that you can play her in this combat? Cool. I'll ask you to have that pulled up for when it's your turn. So I
If
will
we
have
have that.
Bula go. Yeah, I will have Bula go first, but I will have everybody roll initiative anew right now,
Okay.
if and you don't mind.
Including me, or do I stay first?
You're gonna stay first.
Oh,
Feeling at 10.
It's 16 for Eidos.
Okay.
Yes.
Marway.
I have a staggering 4.
yes.
Breakneck speeds over here.
And then what do we have for Sarah?
18.
18. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, as Barda is going to come charging back up the stairs after being told to retreat, Bula, you can do whatever you feel is appropriate in this moment. You can hear Barda is like bellowing from below in anger after hearing this explosion.
Okay. And so she's down, just make sure I'm looking at the spiral correctly. She's down towards the bottom, is that right?
Yes.
And then
yeah.
and then Killian
Coming up
and
toward
then
Dane.
and Eidos is the closest one to me.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So she's just broken this idol. She's seen that the mace is cracked in her hand. Both of these things are things that were blessed and made by the gods. And oh crap, she's feeling her strength a little bit right now. She's like, I did that.
Yeah, you did.
But she can hear Barda. She can't get to her because she's on the stairwell. So she's gonna move this way, doing the thing where I move everybody again. Y'all, why every time?
It cracks me up every time. Just remember, you click and drag to highlight just your person. You'll get a little,
Yep.
little yellow box.
Yup. Listen, one of these
I
times
don't know why it
I'm
always
gonna-
does that
it's,
to you. I feel.
it's gonna be like I didn't just enter this game. Okay, so I'm gonna select myself. Nope, okay. Well, hey. All right, so she's going to come over this way just to kind of be closer to the stairs. And then she is going to see Barda just throwing an absolute fit. And she is going to rage.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
She's just going to yell back. Not, not anything specific. Just, ah!
Okay, wonderful.
The good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good use of a bonus action. Okay, next up down below, we're going to have Seraphina, and what she sees below. You guys haven't really, it's been difficult to notice that this, sort of green, beautiful, foresty haze that's been over this area. You've been here a while now, days now, and so you almost, got used to the little bit of, just haze in your vision that is constantly over this area. But Seraphina beneath realizes that haze just is starting to clear away, as if just a nice cool breeze is finally taking the morning dew out in the warm afternoon. And as that haze begins to recede out of the room full of all these sick and injured, they are starting to crumble and dissipate with it as it recedes slowly, almost painlessly. Some of the Yuan-Ti, noticing this as she does, look to Seraphina and Marwe in a panic. Some of them look to each other and hold each other closely as this haze begins to recede and people start to turn to dust. But it is Seraphina's turn.
She looks on in absolute horror as this is happening. And I think she can do anything to react to that. She'll does she have eyes on Barda? Is that her right here?
Yeah, she's probably got a pretty good eyeline of Barda on that ramp, for sure.
Okay. I think that Seraphina, in a rare moment of losing her cool, is just going to send off a firebolt at Barda, seeing what's happening to these innocent people. For 9 points of damage.
All right. Any movement or
Yeah.
anything she wants to do?
Yeah. I think she's going to move closer to Marley here. Create a unified front on the floor. And that'll be it for her turn.
Okay. And that comes to you, Ados.
Okay. Ados is going to get up behind Killian here. And in another rare moment of support, he's going to cast haste on Killian, so he can kick this lady's ass. Let's keep scrolling. Okay, so Killian, your speed is doubled. You get +2 bonus to your AC, and you have an advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you get an additional action on each of your turns.
Mhm.
And yeah, you can basically use that however you want. Cool. So that's for you. And then I'm going to cast innate sorcery on myself to get a little beefed up for my next turn. And that is it for Ados' turn.
All right. Killian, hasted. What you gonna do?
Feeling the surge of magic power, Killian still doesn't really know what's Barda all about over here. She just came up yelling and screaming and pushing her apprentice off of the balcony here. Well, Killian will just kind of yell over. He'll draw his saber out. He won't use the whip this time, but he'll draw out the saber and kind of taking a defensive stance, just push a little bit closer to to Barda, and he'll say, whatever you sought to accomplish here will not go as you planned. We've already done what we've sought to accomplish here. So, stand down.
And with that, in a panic, she tries to stand tall and like see up into that floor and lays eyes on the now fragmented pieces of rose quartz on the ground. Looks back at you with anger. Go on.
I don't think I want to attack her just yet. Killian will take I'll use the dodge action. Just kind of blocking her way from going up any further. And I think that's it. I think that's all I want to do right now, is just kind of get in her way. And yeah, use the dodge action. That's it.
It's haste. Use the dodge action.
I know. It was,
It's for later. It lasts for a while.
technically, it's just she's just a crazy lady screaming up the stairs. You know, she hasn't gone after anyone quite yet.
Maraway, as you see what Seraphina is seeing, this fog finally start to dissipate from the room you're in, and the child whose hand you've been holding, you've been waiting next to, the fog thins out around you two. And this little hand, you feel it just start to age within your grasp. You feel the skin go papery, and the bones and tendons become more pronounced. And you look down at this little face, this little snake skin face with little fangs that have just come in recently. And the face, the cheeks start to hollow, and this child looks up at you and roll an insight check.
$13.
She looks up at you, and while your eyes dart around the room, watching what Seraphina is watching, and then go back to this child, and you believe the look on her face is one of relief and a release from pain that has been a long time coming. What would you like to do for your turn?
Well, since she's not freaking out, that gets rid of the entire turn of comforting this child I was going to do. So, whew.
I'm thrilled for you.
So I think Marley is going to stay with the child until, she is Thanos snapped fully away. But Huthamer's not. I think with Huthamer, we're going to start making our move upward towards Barda. Ready to start doing stuff, but you know what? I think I'm going to give Dane a little bit of time to cook here to see if he can snap her out of whatever this is. And to do so, we're going to have Eden fly to Killian, and we're going to give guidance.
Okay.
And I have the new guidance, so I have to pick an ability. So we're picking Charisma.
Killian immediately attacks. Not even use guidance.
And just for good measure, we'll go ahead and hex. We'll hex Barda's strength while we're at it, just in case we need to restrain someone.
Sure. All right.
Oh, shoot. Just kidding. You're not guidance, because both of those are concentration. Sorry about it.
All right.
We had a plan. It didn't pan out.
You had guidance for the time it took Maraway to then change plans.
I felt guided.
Listen, there's a lot going on right now. Maraway's a little, preoccupied trying to keep this child from, letting panic set in. Enjoy your 2 seconds of guidance before it slips away. And I guess that's it.
All right. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Back around to Barda. With you're using specifically the dodge action, Killian?
Yeah.
Okay, she is just going to try to get around you. So is that for dodge? Is that a contested roll?
Well, it's only on attack rolls, I believe, that they have disadvantage against me.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't mean that she can't necessarily like run through my legs or something like that.
Yeah, she's going to use her
yeah,
a little bit of
she's
halfling
small.
speed. Yeah, she's just going to use her a little bit of halfling speed. You will get an opportunity attack against her, but she's not going to straight up attack you. She actually, you see her lay her eyes as she looks around the room in a panic after witnessing the destruction of the figurine. Looks around the room, looks up past your shoulder to Bula standing there with the Mace of Estar. And her eyes lock on Bula, and she's going to try and get around both you and Ados. And is that Eden behind you? So the three of you will
And
get opportunity attacks on her.
Huthamer. And Huthamer.
Yep, and Huthamer, who was right next to her. Yep.
Whew.
So each of you can take the opportunity attacks.
All right. Yeah, I will do so. And I'm not like I could use like the blunt edge of my blade or something like that, just to more like hurt her rather than cut her up.
Like an unarmed or like a
Like a
non-deadly attack.
non-lethal, yeah.
Yeah, non-lethal. Yep.
Oh. All right. Well, natural 20 to hit her. So
Hey.
27. I'm really going for those ankles right now. Just yeah.
All right, 27 from Killian.
My God. All right. Okay. So because our damage is you max like 1 die, like whatever your damage
Yeah,
die
you max
is,
1 die
roll.
and then roll the second. Yep.
All right. Well, I
Then
just
you add
got
on your advantage.
I got max everything, so that's gonna be 6, 12. Oh God. 18. 18 bludgeoning, or well, I guess we'll say slashing.
Sure,
None.
yeah, it's all non-lethal, so you're
Yeah.
just going for things that won't kill. You're not hitting arteries.
Yeah.
No jugular slash. All right, Ados.
I'm gonna try to whack her in the face with my staff of defense.
Okay.
Natural 1. Thank you very much for your time.
That's a real shame.
Okay.
And then Huthamer and Eden.
Unless an 11 hits, Huthamer's missing.
Yep, that's missed.
But I'm feeling fairly confident about Eden's 22.
You should feel confident about that. That hits for sure.
Excellent. That one's going to be 2 slashing damage and 5 radiant.
Okay. She's still kicking. She's a hefty little
This
thing.
woman.
Yeah, she's hard to
She's
kill.
so stubborn.
Oh yeah, that's like her whole thing. Okay, Bula, she's coming at you.
Okay.
She starts to do this like. Who here speaks Celestial?
Killian does.
Yeah, I think it's just killing.
Eden does.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so Killian and Eden understand that she is doing this like almost like too deep for her body size. Like if you can picture like a monastery like chant out loud as she runs past all of you. And all of you within 30 feet who are now Bula, Ados, and Killian. I think that's just you guys. And I suppose Eden too. I need each of you to roll for me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wow,
And this is magic, yes?
This is
This
magic.
is magic, yes.
Correct.
I have advantage.
I was gonna say, JP, you can add 4 to yours because you're within 10 feet. Same with Eden. You can add 4 to the
appreciate
wisdom
that.
save.
It was a 19, but I guess we'll take the 23. Thank you.
Ooh.
Praise the
11.
advantage. 'Cause it would have been a 4.
Killing at 15 wisdom save.
All right, Eden is the only one who's saved.
Well, hold on, Robin. What was yours?
11.
Oh yeah, I don't think my 2 is gonna help you. Just kidding.
I got 15.
We'll give a +2 to Killian to make it a
And that
17.
will make
but
his
that's
a
my
save.
last one. That's the last one I've got for y'all.
Nice. Just so you know, I got
So-
I got another natural
ahead.
one.
That's you need to throw that dice out the window.
Whoa.
It's been
Whoa.
already done the whole time. Can't do it now.
Okay, so Eidos, you're gonna take full damage. Bula, you're gonna take full damage. Eden and Killian, you're gonna take half damage of just far too many d6s.
Far too many.
Ooh, and I rolled real low, so it's only 20 for full damage. So that's Eidos and Bula. You take 20.
And this is like a magical
Wait, what
damage.
kind? Yes, it's a psychic damage.
Ooh.
Gross.
So
Okay.
Killian, you're gonna take 10 psychic.
And my armor
Yes.
gives me resistance against psychic, so I only take 5.
Yes, it does.
Also, Eden is resistant to psychic.
Me and Eden,
Nice,
high
very
five.
nice.
You get the little toe bean high five.
So cute.
I love it. Okay. And those of you who failed are charmed.
What kind of charmed?
You're under the status
You're under the
condition
charm
charmed.
condition.
Okay.
Yes.
This is not like a extra fun something charmed.
No, it's just good old straight up charm condition. So you cannot attack her
Cool.
until she attacks you, basically. Or
Okay.
is it for a minute? Yeah, for 1 minute. But you can re-roll your saving throw on the end or at the beginning of your next turn. Which
Good enough.
coincidentally it is your
It
next
is.
turn. Bula, so
Does
go
it-
ahead and
do
roll that
I-
saving throw.
Do I have to reroll it at the beginning of my turn?
Unless you're going I suppose not. If you don't want you can do whatever else as long as you don't attack her.
Okay. So after Bula ran over to the stairs and she saw Barda, and Killian told her, "We've already done what we came here for." And she peeked her little nose up and tried to look and was aghast. Bula clocked that. And so then she's running up here in her face and she says, she tries to attack her and she can't. And she says, "You know what? Fine. But you're not getting what you want either." And so she runs over here. And she scoops up those pieces of the rose quartz. And just shoves them in her shirt. They're safe in there. They're safe in there. Because she saw her look at them, and then she's like, "Oh crap, I left that over there." So then, let's see, that was about... Okay, she still has movement left. So she's going to come back towards her. I think I can get about there. Now, can I make that saving throw?
Oh,
Or is it
yeah,
a-
go for it.
A timely thing?
No, you
okay.
can do it. It's a wisdom save.
No. Yes, I'm aware, which means I did not do it.
Yeah.
So basically, she comes up to her and she tries to shake off the charmed, and she can't. And she tries to hit her, and she can't. And so she just screams in her face. There's spittle. It's all over the little halfling thing.
She hates it. She hates it a lot.
Good.
That it for you?
That's it for me.
All right, Seraphina.
Seraphina's gonna try to follow up these steps to get to the party.
Do you need me to move her?
Oh,
you're able.
sure.
Cool.
That's okay.
No, it looks good.
20. And can I just slip past killing here? Or is it too narrow?
Yeah, you can move past your allies.
Okay. Okay. Yep, she's just gonna hit Barda with another firebolt. Straight to the
All
face.
right. Get her.
Oh, shit. That's not how that works anyway. Okay. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty old 20. That'll do it.
And 13 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of her turn.
She's starting to look a little worse for wear.
Nice.
And that's you, Ados.
And when did you say we can make a saving roll?
The beginning of your turn, so you can do it now.
At the beginning. Okay.
Yep.
I rolled a 4. So
That won't do it. So
That's
you
not gonna do it,
cannot do damage to Miss Barda.
Okay.
Ados, how close are you to me? You're within 10 feet, right?
He
I'm
is within 10 feet of you.
So, you feel divine protection from Oasis. As long as you are close to his beacon, that is me. And while you are within my aura, you are immune to charmed effects.
Oh, nice.
As long as you're within my aura. If you step out, not so much.
Good luck. All right. So now I
Very
can
cool.
hurt her real good, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you can hit her.
If I can hit her. Not with this dice, but we'll try. Okay. That changes things. Let's try... No, not that one. You know what? Let's just do my old favorite, Lightning Bolt. So that's going to be it. Sorcerer. Yeah. DC 16. Dexterity for her.
Okay. She's dexterous, I gotta warn you.
Yeah.
That's exactly 16 for her.
Beats it, beats it. Okay.
Yup.
So this is good. This is pretty cool. This is pretty neat. Okay. Thank you for your time.
You did try. Killian, that's you.
I sure did.
All right. Well, seeing Barda slip through my legs, and then very much understanding the whole casting that she had just done against the whole group, Killian ain't happy about it. And feeling invigorated with Ados' magic, he will go ahead and kind of run back up the stairs. Still, I think now I'm within 10 feet of Ula as well at this point. I don't know how the 3D mapping looks up here.
Yeah, I'll say that's fine. You're within 10 feet. I'll allow it.
All right. Yeah, well, you're not charmed anymore currently. However, Killian will now, on his way up, stow away the blade and unravel the chains. It's whipping time. So we are gonna go ahead and, as Killian draws back the whip, he will go ahead and just use his thing that he does. Where is it? Where are you? There's my sacred weapon. Hello. All right. So he's gonna attack, and I get 4 attacks this round, right? Because of haste.
Yeah,
All right.
you fast.
So
Fast is duck, boy.
17 plus 11. I'm gonna assume that hits.
Yeah, yep, that'll do.
All right.
You got her.
So first is 10 damage. It's radiant damage as well. All right, 18 plus 11. I'm going to assume that hits. And all right, that's another 10 radiant damage against her. He's going to go ahead and roll.
will.
Oh, go ahead.
I will, as you roll these, go ahead and roll a quick perception check.
Sure thing. Only a 9.
All right. Go on. You can keep rolling those attacks.
He's so fast. He doesn't even realize how fast he's
Yeah.
going. He's just whipping like a flurry
Yep.
of whips all over the place. Oh my god. Another 18 plus 11.
Woof, okay, that hits.
Oh god. This is going to be 12 radiant damage. It's got one more attack. Right, that's how it works, Bobby, right? Extra action, and you get extra attack. As part of that action?
Yeah, because it's when you make the attack action, you attack twice.
All right.
Yep.
Beautiful. 14 plus 11. So 25.
That'll do.
All right. And that's going to be 9 radiant damage. And because it's my whip, she's slowed 10 feet.
Love it. Okay.
It's one of those mini attacks. Hit her ankle. Yeah. Right. Slow her down.
Ankle
All right.
biter.
It's the new name of your whip.
No longer the chain of shattered fate. It is now chain of the ankle biter.
Okay, Marwe, that's you. As the little tiny hand clutching yours loses its grip and desiccates in front of your eyes. This child ages and dies and decomposes and eventually turns to dust in front of you.
I think Morawe would just be like rest well, and then time to get into the fight because people are still in trouble. Can you describe for me what she's wearing?
Barda?
Yes.
Yes, she is wearing the gray and silver robes of the chantry of the choir. So they cover most of her head, although her sort of hood and bonnet have fallen off in the heat of this battle. So her short red hair is showing. And she has the dark gray cloak on of the chantry. And you can roll a perception check as you look at her from beneath.
Yeah, this will be through Eden's eyes, most likely. It's an 11.
Okay, yeah. She the bodice of her robes looks like a thicker, padded material. It might be a bit armored, but it's hard to tell whether she's wearing armor underneath or if it itself is armored in any way. So that's kind of what you can tell through Eden's eyes. She's not wearing jewelry or accoutrement.
Is out.
It sure
I
is.
think
Yeah.
Marway, we're gonna move a bit closer, but the stairs are a little congested at the moment, as they get sometimes. So instead of further congesting things, I think we're just gonna have Eden move up and attack. 12?
Does not hit.
Unfortunate. And then we'll have Huthamer get back there. Float up there. He'll stop right there around Eidos, and we're gonna throw a nice little. I don't remember what we decided to call them because Thunderbolt is too much. That's a. That's gonna come to a 16.
That hits.
It's gonna be 9 lightning damage, please.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, anything else?
And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Can I make an insight check though, real quick, on Amelia? How does she feel that we're putting the smackdown on her boss right now?
It's hard to tell how she's feeling because she is out cold from falling, and she has been willing to try and come out of this stunned condition. Yeah, so she fell smacked her head hard on the floor. Yeah. But taking a look at her, you can tell she's essentially stunned, unconscious. She's not quite rolling death saves. Yeah. So it's hard to tell how she feels. She's dreaming away down there.
We should probably wake her up. She might like this.
She's gonna be very confused when she wakes up. Okay, back around to Barda. You're all striking at her, trying to hit her, hitting her. And her chant stops, and she disappears from view as she casts invisibility on herself and begins to move. You hear little footsteps. And Bula, what's your AC?
15.
Okay. She only rolled an 11 to hit you. You hear her go at you from behind you.
Okay.
As she does that attack, she comes out. She loses her invisibility. So she pops up behind you.
Okay.
Other than that, she is going to target you again for her bonus action. So make another wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, the wisdom.
You get +4 because you're
You get
within
+4
my
for being near
aura.
Killian. Yeah.
+4 or plus a D4?
+4.
+4.
Oh!
Flat rate shipping here.
19.
19? Okay, you do save, so you do not take the consequences of that action. Okay, and it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm not charmed. Because I'm near Killian, right?
Correct. That initial charm is not working as long as you stay within range of Killian. So as long as you don't move really
Okay.
more than 10 feet from him.
So you can still
I mean, I'll...
roll, right, at the beginning of the round to get rid of it?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. You can still roll to get rid of it altogether. That way you can move.
Is that a bonus action or is it just a thing?
That's just a thing. That's just, you
Okay.
can do it.
So
regardless of your
wisdom
action, bonus
saving.
action.
A wisdom saving throw, do I also get that +4 again because I'm still
Yep.
hex?
Mhm.
Yes.
Correct.
17.
You save. All right. You come out of the charmed condition regardless.
Okay.
Nicely done. So you may go ahead and attack if you feel the need.
Do I feel the need? Okay, question. I've got this big mace in my hand.
You sure do. It feels powerful.
Necessarily have stats on that.
You sure don't. But you want to use it in combat?
Can I try it?
I will send you the stats of the Mace of Eztar.
Yes.
Because I do believe I've made it on D&D Beyond. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
It's the one thing I forgot to do ahead of time.
Okay. While you're doing that, so she feels, an itch from behind her, and she's gonna turn around. So she's right there in her face. All right. So where did you send that to me at?
I am just copying and pasting it into chat, into the general chat.
I apologize.
That works for you.
I'm being
I just put
impatient. Holy
it in
moly!
there. So you
that is
got
a lot.
it's a lot of stuff,
Okay.
but I'll just walk you through it since you didn't have time to look at it. So you have a +3 to attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
And when you hit with it, you get an additional 6d4 radiant damage.
Oh, shoot.
64.
My God.
64! Dang it.
64.
Dang it. Okay.
6d is in dang it. 4.
Dang it.
6 dang 4s.
6 dang 4s.
Okay. Well, let's see. I rolled a 17, so then plus the 3, right, to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a dirty, filthy 20.
Oh,
Dirty old 20.
oh
We love to see
naughty.
it.
Nasty, dirty 20.
Nasty 20. Okay. Yeah, that hits. So make sure you add those 6d4s to that
6 dang
damage.
4s. All right.
Do you have 64s?
In my box, I have like 27, but I don't have my box with
This is why we need to be just all in the same place, because I have that many sitting right here.
I know. I have...
Little
4.
did she know she'd need 6 D4s tonight.
4. Wait for it.
No
I
one's
think I
ever
can have it.
prepared for 6 D4s.
A good DM would have warned you, but
Uh-huh.
I'm
No,
bad.
it's good. It's good. Shoot, I know I have one more set in here. Oh, here they are. Okay. I have it.
I would have been very impressed
to-
if you like pulled it out of your ear or something like that, like a magic trick.
You know where I would have pulled it from. Okay. Okay, so she hits. We established with our filthy 20. Okay.
Mhm.
So then damage. What?
64
says that
is
I-
your damage dice.
That has an additional 60.
It does. You're right. The initial damage is the same as a regular mace, which is, let me see.
I think it's a D6, I think, a mace.
I think it's 1d6, yeah.
It
so
is
you're
a
doing
D6.
1d6 bludgeoning plus
3, and then plus the 6 dang 4 radiant damage.
correct.
So it's 8 regular.
Okay.
Ooh, one of these is metal, so this is going to be loud.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is the mace.
All right. I can't even see the numbers on that one.
Math rocks.
19 of radiant damage.
She
And then-
looks messed up.
But wait,
And-
there's more.
But wait.
But
there
wait,
is
there's more.
So then, as we see her swing with this mace, she just clobbers her. It gets all bright and shiny because the radiant damage. And then all of a sudden, she holds the mace above her head and kind of pushes her chest forward, and more radiant damage comes forward.
She's harnessing
Oh, we
it.
love radiant cleavage.
Straight
Love
out of her radiant cleavage. And she's going to take an additional 1d6 of radiant damage. And that is a 6. And she is blinded until the start of her next turn. There was just so much radiant goodness.
Did you also add your rage in there? A little rage extra?
Oh, yeah. I did not.
Well, you better. Because she is hanging on by the most literal definition of a thread.
A thread. How much is my rage damage? Because it's just in with my weapon on this.
It's either like 2 or 3 right now.
Yeah. Hang on. Features and trends. Let me read the thing. See, I got... Oh, plus 2 to damage. So another 2.
That does it. She
We're gonna
goes
say
down.
that the radiant cleavage did it.
And with that, Barda Cromwell of the choir missionaries is dead. Smashed. Absolutely. Do you crush her skull and tell me how this looks? How do you go about killing this woman?
Well, like I said, she takes just a clobbering, just all about her is a big mace. She's a tiny woman. So it's coming at her with all of its spiky gloriness, squishes her, and then, of course, the radiant damage from the mace. So it just lights up, and lights like pouring out of like her ears and her eye sockets and all of that from this radiant damage. And then as Bula puts the mace over her head, screams, pushes out her chest, and just feels this light explode from her glorious radiant cleavage. It just envelops her with its soft, supple light. Just almost makes her explode.
It almost made me explode. And with that, we are going to come out of combat order. Incredible turns from Bula on the last couple of games. Dang. Go on, Marway.
Can we go ahead and throw a first level cure wounds on our girl Amelia?
Yes.
As her boss has just been destroyed by a magnificent bosom.
Yeah, definitely. You can bring her out of her sort of stunned, unconscious position, and she sits up. The back of her head is bleeding. Underneath her braids, you can see blood trickling down the back of her neck as she sort of looks around the room down there and sees the remains of the last of the Yuan-Ti in the room desiccate and die.
And just for bookkeeping, that was going to be 16 health to her.
Thank you very much. Good to know.
3 away from max healing.
Okay. Got it. Okay, and she sits up and looks around and looks at you, Maraway. What's happened? Where's Barda?
Well, last I saw her, she was running upstairs really angry after pushing you. Because I don't think Marway has seen what's happened yet. He just knows that there was a really bright light.
Okay, we should get up there. She said something about the figure or something. We should get up there. She was angry at you all. What's happening? She kind of gets up.
Marway's going to offer her like his arm to kind of help her.
Thank you. Sorry, my head's still kind of throbbing. She pushed me. Did she not?
I believe that is what I saw.
What is happening? We should speak. Let's go up there. Let's see what she's doing. And she tries to lead you up the ramp.
Killian wants to inspect the body to see if she has like her belongings on her, like probably grab that journal and all that kind of stuff. But if anything else is on her person,
Go on.
Oh no,
I think
anything of note.
Amelia has the journal, doesn't she?
Oh, does she?
I think you guys gave it to Amelia.
Yes.
With the intent to
We returned it, yes.
Yeah. To sort of turn Barda in once they were back in the chantry.
Yeah. Well, just anything else of note on her person.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation as you go through her pockets.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and guide myself if I can do that. Well, guidance my intelligence stuff. Oh, okay. 9, 3, 12 plus 2, 14.
14, okay. You find on her, she has a +1 dagger, which is the last thing she used to try and stab Bula in the back. She's got all of her chantry robes, her choir robes, and they're pretty plain. They're what she's always wearing. She's not carrying the bag that she usually carries, the one that you all pulled her journal out of in the first place. She appears not to have grabbed it as she came running to the tower. You do, what was that roll? 13?
14.
14, okay. Yeah, you do find, as you're like going through her pockets, you pull her cloak away to look through one of her pockets, and you kind of feel like it's a little bit thicker in one area. A little bit like crinkly, like a parchment, like paper. But there's no pocket there for something to have been inside of. So it seems there's something like hidden within the lining of her cloak.
Can I use the dagger that I just grabbed to like cut open the
Sure.
robe?
Yeah, definitely. You pull out a folded up small little envelope, and it has a wax seal that has been torn open. So she's opened and read this. And that seal is marked with 3 of the letter U.
Is Eidos, Bula, Seraphine, are you guys nearby? Well, Bula's you're kind of like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there with you.
Yeah, I think Amelia has also come up the ramp by now. Likely with Maraway if he's staying on her own.
I'll just, I'll hand the letter over to Eidos to say, familiar symbol.
Not excited to see this one again. Eidos will open it up and read it aloud to the class.
It is written in Celestial, though.
Eidos hands it right back to Killian. There, that's what you do.
It's just before he takes it back, he'll just kind of, make Barda not look like he just rifled through all of her stuff and ripped open the lining of her vestments and all that. He'll just cover her up.
Yeah.
And then he'll read this letter in his best celestial to everybody.
Yeah. It is very brief. It is addressed to the Grand Whisperer. It is not signed. And it seems to just have a command to find the figurine at all cost and bring it north. But the way north is written in Celestial, it doesn't translate exactly to common. So the easiest way to translate it is north, but the actual celestial sort of meaning of the phrase here is more like proper noun at north, as in like not just directionally north from where she is or directionally north generally or to the northmost place, but like the north is sort of what it says.
The mention of the relic of the little idol statue, Bula just goes real stiff, real still, and goes, "Oh crap." And she just starts digging in her top because that's where she threw it to keep it safe. And then she blasted a beam of radiant light out of her chest. And she doesn't know how that correlates. So she's just digging around in there. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. What does she find?
You find some like pieces, shards of the figurine. You have smashed this thing to so many bits though that you look over to where you did the smashing, and it is like a lot of it is dust at this point, like sand. You have smashed it so effectively. So you have some of the shards that you were able to pick up out of the destruction of this thing. You're able to find those, and they seem to be still in rose quartz shape, but they are not. They are neither glowing radiantly nor seeming to be giving off any kind of radiant energy.
So she takes those shards out of her mildly rage sweaty area and just holds her hands out to Killian and goes, "Oh, here." And she just drops them in his hand.
Oh, they're wet. Oh.
Marley's gonna hold out his jar of gem holding.
I guess these count as gems at this point now. Okay. Let's pour them in
quartz
there.
is a gem. What are gems but shiny rocks?
Do you know what they mean by the North? I'm assuming you relay all that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. North from here, I don't necessarily know where that's referring to.
Amelia says, "May I?
Yeah.
May I see it?" She looks it over and she says, well, the only place that I can think of that is considered northern would be the Northwest continent. The Northern Oran Empire specifically, or Urag is not quite, but Thilsho and Durtha and Undlehelnar and the other lands of the Drow. I have distant relatives from Kaihele, and they always just call home north. So maybe.
Well, given everything that we know, it does make sense that they would want the figurine brought there.
What do you know? What is this? Why was Barda after it?
Looking around, anyone left, or is everybody gone and dusted at this point?
It would be what? Just Amelia, Benji, and Nomi at this point?
Yeah, Benji and Nomi are still downstairs.
Yeah. Well,
Amelia's with you all.
yeah. Well, seeing how we did just thoroughly trounce your master here, I guess you are due for some explanation, I suppose.
I will need to tell something to the Chantry, I would think.
Well, how much do you know of what's going on in the north? You said you have family up there, so obviously you know of some, maybe you know of the struggles of the Drow kingdoms and things of that nature.
I have very distant family
Oh.
from Kaihele and the Drow of the North. Though they are more social than maybe when I was a child. They don't travel to where my family is from. I just know the geography from when I was young, really.
Well, your master, Barda, was sent here to find a very powerful artifact, and as you can see, the artifact is no longer, and unfortunately the Yuan-Ti that were benefiting from its effects are, well, no longer benefiting from it, as you can clearly see, and just gestures to all the dust piles that are on the ground. There are other powerful objects like this out in the world of Dion, and we've been tasked with finding them. And for your own safety, I think that's all I should tell you.
Okay. Well, I suppose I knew that it was a strange mission for us to be here, of all places, where we can't help any sick or hungry because no one can heal and no one can be fed. So I suppose I have no choice but to believe what you're telling me. I don't know where to go from here. Are you traveling back out of the wood?
Well, and Killian will look over to Maraway at this one. I do think we actually have one more place to go before we head back. But I assume we're going to be heading back the way we came. Forget the name of the place where we first met Benji and Nomi. Like the little town.
Oh, Bear's Rash, yeah.
Bear's Rash.
They wanted to go to their town that had been destroyed in the woods, though. And we promised we'd go.
Well, I was pushed off of a set of stairs, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that you have destroyed the object. She gestures to Maraway's jar. You've destroyed this powerful thing. And everybody downstairs, the Yuan-Ti, are dead now?
That does seem to be the case once the effects of the magical item when the magical item was destroyed.
So, can we assume that the curse is lifted and maybe these woods aren't cursed at all anymore? Can we travel freely?
Killian's gonna look over to Bula. Bula, you happen to be hungry right now.
Oh, you are starving. Not like starving to death, but like you're Bula hungry.
I feel like I haven't eaten in 1,000 years. And she starts rummaging through her pack. So, like, all the food that was in there that hadn't aged since they came in, is it all nasty and gross?
No.
It hasn't aged?
Looks pretty good.
Yes! She just starts pulling it out and shoving it in her mouth. She offers some. She's like, you want some? I got some sausage. I think there's a chicken leg in here. I got a turkey. No, the turkey leg's mine. But you can have some apples. There's an orange. I think there's some veggies in here. But I'm going to eat the sausage. And I think there was a little bit of bacon. And I think I still have a biscuit. The biscuit's mine. I'll fight you for it.
Okay, you said you're... no, thank you. I'm not hungry myself. You said you're going to one of the villages here in the wood. There are others that have been overtaken by the curse that I should check on and report back to the choir about. This is incredible news. This is going to change everything for these people, for this whole continent.
Well, that'll just bring about the regular dangers that come with traveling through a forest.
Certainly.
The various creatures and things of that nature, but it does seem as though the curse that was afflicting these lands is now gone.
Well, I feel I need to perform some funeral rites. If we have some time for the Yuan-Ti, who are now gone and
I
at
also
rest
feel like
finally.
I need to find some of those mushrooms that we slaughtered. I need to do some funeral rites over them. And what I mean by that is slather them in butter and put them in an omelet.
I'm sure that's what they would have wanted. Waste not, want not. Okay. The researchers, we left them back at camp. They were still in town when Barda panicked and ran off.
Oh,
We should check on them too.
They're probably freaking out right now.
I'll do that. Yes, I can imagine. I will go calm them down and make sure they stay together. And I'll have them help me perform funeral rites. Although I don't know what the Yuan-Ti tradition is. I'll figure it out. It doesn't matter. I'll do that.
A feast.
And
We should have a feast in their honor.
A feast. They would yes. Everybody feasts, all cultures, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
A funeral
We will
feast. That'd be
give
great.
thanks for their contributions to the world. Yes, a feast. That will do. Okay. This is, I'm sorry. I am a bit overwhelmed. This is a lot more than I have been trained for. And Barda is dead right there. Okay. I'm going to go deal with the researchers. Will you let me know before you leave for the village?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she glances at Barda one more time and sort of pulls Barda's. She kneels down next to Barda and pulls her sort of hood back and her bonnet back on and places it neatly and closes her eyes and whispers a prayer. Folds her hands over her chest and gives you all a nod and heads down the ramp.
So, can we assume that Bardo's the Grand Whisperer? Or is it... Because the letter was not addressed from anybody or signed by anybody, correct? It was just addressed to the
Correct.
Grand Whisperer?
It was addressed to the Grand Whisperer, yes. But not signed.
Okay. Well, I knew something was suspicious about Barda, but to think that the Union has infiltrated a missionary group. Seems their reach is quite expansive.
Seems like the Union's got their grubby little paws in just about everything we've seen so far.
I feel like we know so little about them still.
Well, it definitely feels as though their stronghold or base of operations is in the northern continents at the very least. That's where they wanted to bring the figurine. So they must be maybe concentrating things up there. I wonder if that would be the next place to go, seeing how there are only 4 relics out there. One of them we have, the other we just smashed. But perhaps we should get in contact with our friend, Archangel. Let them know that what happened.
Yeah, then I suppose it's to the northwest continent we go, because the last two relics are there, aren't they? One with the Queen, Teresa, and the other with
The Urag leader.
the Urag, yeah.
At this point, you guys hear Benji sort of at the bottom of the ramp hollering up. Mr. Marway, Amelia just kind of told us a few things. We're gonna go help her gather up the researchers and make sure they all stay put.
I think
You all
hearing
all right up
Benji,
there?
Maraway is gonna go ahead and take off from the group. I think he's still feeling a bit of the sting, so he's just gonna make his way outside. But I think when he gets outside, he's gonna dig his fingers into the dirt, and we're gonna start casting plant growth to revitalize and kind of repopulate the plants and help them grow after such a long time of stagnation.
And it is an earthy smell of rebirth that radiates from you outwards. And eventually the sound of buzzing bugs and frogs croaking start to permeate the air as the sun begins to get lower in the sky.
Killian will grab the body of Barda, just kind of like scooping it up. She's a halfling, right? So she's rather small.
Yeah, easy.
Yep. And he'll bring the body outside. And he'll eventually, I'm not sure kind of where we're going with this next, but in terms of like helping with funeral rites and things like that, he'll help Amelia as best he can, as well as, if Amelia wants to bury Barda's body or whatever way is appropriate for the choir folk.
Yeah, she buries the body in sort of halfling tradition, and sings a song in Celestial as she does so. Though she does, go ahead and roll an insight check, Killian.
All right. 12.
She just seems a little bit conflicted with everything, particularly during Barda's funeral rite. Hard to tell why.
Yeah, Killian will just kind of be standing next to her during the whole proceedings and stuff like that.
And I think Benji and Nomi sort of take the lead on getting all the researchers to help sort of gather up personal items, effects from each of the townhomes and little village huts and everything from the Yuan-Ti people. They gather up as many what look to be personal belongings, letters, stuffed animals, trinkets, jewelry. They bring it all into the tower and up to the very, 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 very top of the tower, where it is just open archways all the way around, and put it all in a pyre in the center and light it as a sort of funeral rite for the Yuan-Ti people. And as you've been carrying things up, you saw the sort of dust shapes of Sizitzi and Atsa where he lay. And eventually the sun sets on the Yuan-Ti city. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. I'll be back here at like 9:40, 9:45-ish. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back, cats and kittens. How y'all doing? Hope you had a good little break. We are going to jump right back in. So, you all have killed Barda Cromwell, the missionary from the choir, ? Possibly from the Union, ? and discovered that particular fact. You are finishing up some funeral rites for the Yuan-Ti people, Barda herself, and as you're all turning in for the night, is there anything anybody needs to do? You're about at the point where you're ready to head out for Benji and Nomi's old village. So is there anything you need to prepare for the night before?
I think Ados is just going to finally get drunk. It's been a while. He's just going to... They destroyed a relic, and he can drink again. He's just gonna start down.
Yeah.
I'm sure Killian will have to put up the yurt. So he's gonna do that for sure.
Seraphina does stand expectantly waiting for you to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I think she is gonna bring up while you're building the yurt. She's gonna be like, I've been thinking about painting the yurt, but really she's just implying that you should figure that out for her.
Can't you just hang drapes over and just make it more clothy? So, and then Killian will. He's not gonna drink, but he's gonna join Ados in his revelry. He's having a good old time over there.
Yeah,
I think for now, Morroway's just going to be sitting at the fire, kind of looking up to the stars. I think even without a perception or insight check, everyone can tell how much lighter he looks. And I think he's just thinking about the fact they did it. They broke a curse. And if we can do it once, we can do it again.
Yeah, I think Benji, knowing what he knows now, joins you with a whole pot of not his usual tea. This one's a bit more spicy. It has a little bit more of a chai persuasion. Some cinnamon and nutmegs and things in there.
Oh, so we're gonna be up all night.
a bit of a more of a black celebration tea, a little bit more of an energetic blend. But him knowing what he knows, he doesn't want to talk about it in mixed company, but sort of cheers is with you in a bit more of a less somber way than the rest of the day has gone, knowing that you guys have something to celebrate.
Bula is just going to be eating. And when she gets that just satisfyingly stuffed full, she's going to keep just sucking on bones, And then she's going to gather some vegetables and stuff, and she's going to make sure that she kind of brings them to Morroway as like a peace offering. But she doesn't want to bug him because she sees he's, Benji's there, they're talking, but she's going to be like, hey, I brought you this, and just set it down. But she's just, she's eating and she's feeding as many people as she can feed. Anybody that will take some food, she's like, I got you some. I got some more. Don't worry about it. I might even have some leftover cakes. There might be some extra spicy mold on them, but don't worry about it. You just eat around it. It's fine. And she's got a chicken bone, just she's just gnawing on it.
Yeah, you're able to finally get out into this rainforest, and you find a whole bunch of citrus and pawpaw and wild strawberries and elderberry. You're able to find a veritable feast of all these fruits and things that you can then cook over the fire finally into a real sweet syrupy topping for all of your cakes, and you can just go hard on food tonight.
She's going to give herself a bellyache and be so excited about it.
As is her right. Okay, and in this now ghost town of a settlement, you guys have a bit of a celebration, knowing that you've got one item down of 4, and you have one in your hands to go and complete your task. So as you wind down for the night, Benji and Nomi bid you all good night and reaffirm with you all that you're still willing to travel with them to their village in the morning.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at each other with a bit of a somber nod and head off to their individual tents for the night. The researchers have taken to sort of cataloging and just straight up going into people's houses that are now abandoned, long dead people now, and just cataloging items, putting things in their bags, doing all kinds of research that they weren't able to do when the people were alive and well here, but are now sort of an archaeological pursuit.
So
Anything else anybody needs to do before bed? Go ahead.
never mind. I forgot that Benji already went to bed. I was gonna talk to him.
You could get him before he goes. He was up a while with you guys.
What should we expect tomorrow at your village, Benji?
Well, me and Noma ran. We were quite young when everything went sideways, but our house is burned, and well, back then we thought the Yuan-Ti were just sort of a legend, and the curse itself kept people out of their parts of the wood. But last I saw of our village, we were riding away through the bay, and those waters aren't exactly fun to travel on one of our schooners, so Nomi and I watched it burning, so I'm hoping we can find any semblance of remains of anybody who died there and just give them a good proper burial.
I'm sure we'll find something. We're there with you every step of the way.
And I thank you for it. You've already done this much, and it's more than we could have ever hoped or asked for. Never could have believed that a group like you all would have come along and done what we've been trying to do for all the years we've been in Vera's Rash. So we owe you all, if not our lives, then our livelihood now.
Don't think anything of it. We're here to help the people of this area, and you're part of our people.
Thank you, Mr. Ados. I'm gonna turn in. And he heads off to his tent. All right, anything else from anybody before y'all go to bed?
I don't think Marway's gonna go to bed tonight.
Ooh.
Okay. Anything in particular he's doing?
I think he's just gonna hold on to the feeling of hope because he knows if he closes his eyes, he'll be back at home, and he's afraid it'll go away.
Yeah, and I think without the sort of fog of the curse, the stars are shining brightly overhead tonight as you reflect on that and try and hold on to it.
Bula tries
We'll
to
take that
stay
extra
awake.
point of exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
Bula tries to stay awake, but she is very soon with a full belly just snoring
Oh my gosh, yeah.
loudly.
I like to think like you're like next to the campfire, like your pants are unbuttoned, your shirt's up over your belly.
Yep.
You still have like a drumstick in your hand.
Every
Like
once,
Marway's just gonna go ahead.
every once in a while, as she's asleep, she just like has a drumstick and she's just like, just like in her dreams. She just wants to make sure she can still eat food.
I think once Bula's asleep, Marway would probably just move and sit next to her and lean his head on her shoulder and put Sir Lavender in her lap.
Hmm.
And just kind of watch over everyone for the night.
Ados, how much do you drink?
Oh, you know, enough to get there. I'd say after all of that, I got 6 glasses of wine. You know, it's a big glass.
Bottle and a half, yeah. Excellent. Roll a Constitution check.
Okay. So I've been trying to kill this mosquito for a good 2 hours now.
It's got a very high AC for its dexterity.
Yeah, it really does.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15. Okay. It doesn't seem like the short hiatus from drinking has affected your tolerance very much. So you remember everything in the morning, luckily.
Nice.
Though the wine headache is there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Just a bit by morning. Okay. The night wears on. Those of you who stayed up a little bit later head to bed. Those of you who stay up through the night watch a very quiet, though rainforest noise-filled night pass by, and the sun rises on a new day, on a new Undying Wood. Now a wood that has no name, because it has been undying since the Dionic War. And now it might need a new name. But you all start to rise. I think Seraphina will probably be the last to rise. But is there anything anybody needs to do? You see Benji and Nomi get up and immediately start breaking down camp and rousing the researchers to get them moving.
Keelan will go check on Amelia just to kind of see how she's doing.
She is breaking down. She's breaking down Barda's tent first before she does her own, and sort of going through the belongings that Barda left behind. She had left her bag in camp. She had left her just travel satchel. So she's checking all of those things over as you approach. She says, "Good morning. I meant to ask you yesterday. Is it all right if myself and the researchers just stick with you all if you plan to go back through Vera's Rash?"
Yeah, well, it's the part of the contract that we agreed with Benji and Nomi to bring them to and from on this exploration here. So yeah, absolutely, stick around with the rest of the researchers.
All right, we will. I'm sure they won't be against finding another small community to explore and make note of and bring word back to the university. So thank you. I'll make sure they stay in line well enough.
Well, that's much appreciated. Do you need any help organizing any of this Barda's belongings here?
Well, I was kind of just wondering what all I need to take back for the choir. Obviously her personal effects I'm going to give them. I don't know if she has next of kin anywhere who would need to have her belongings. Between you and I haven't found anything particularly as interesting as the journal, so there's that. But I don't see the need to tote, for instance, her tent and sleeping roll and her rations.
Yeah.
I think I might just leave those behind for whatever next.
I'll take
crew
her
comes through.
rations.
They're all yours, Bula. Kind of like wraps some of her rations back up in paper and chucks them over to you.
She wasn't even close. She was like on the other side of the camp, but she heard I'll leave the
You just heard rations. You
What?
read her lips.
Ula has incredible hearing, I swear.
I think it's actually a sense of smell that you're witnessing.
And what do you plan to tell the choir about Barda's demise?
That's a good question. Well, my instinct is typically not to lie. I'm not a particularly great liar, so I have her journal, and I had planned to turn that over anyway. So that explains, I think, enough of what she was doing, along with, I witnessed the letter that you hold that you found on her body. So I'm hoping the limited truth will do, if that makes sense to you.
Well, limited truth in what way?
Well, this journal of hers shows that she was possibly doing some sort of blasphemous propaganda, and that she appears to have been under orders of another organization besides the choir. That's technically all I know. So it would really be on the new head of the choir to research further.
Okay.
Seems above my purview, right?
Yeah, that's
You think
fair.
they'll ask me more than that? I mean, how do I suppose I should tell them she died? I don't know exactly. I could just say again that she was found out, and this is a dangerous place, and the Yuan-Ti and Barda have all perished. Details notwithstanding. Again, the truth, if limited.
Yeah, I would just like, as best as possible, for our involvement to be kept out of your report, if at all possible.
Sure, well, I technically did not witness how the Yuan-Ti or Barda perished. So that could be that. I only know what I know.
Okay.
And you all don't need to come up in my report necessarily.
Okay. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to know from you. We still do have a few days together traveling to this other village and out of the forest, so you have plenty of time to get your facts straight for whatever you present to the choir.
Yeah, I think probably what has happened here is bigger than even the choir. So hopefully in the chaos that I'm sure is about to ensue with a centuries-long curse being lifted, I'm hoping that the fact that I was here as a witness will sort of fly under the radar.
Well, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm just gonna make sure everyone's up and ready to go. I'm sure we'll be setting off not too long.
All right, I'll be ready. And she walks over more rations that she found over to Bula, including a wineskin. She says, I honestly didn't know we were allowed to drink, so I don't think I need that. It's all yours.
Well, I think Barda was breaking more rules than you know about, so yeah, I'll do this for you. You don't need it.
Yeah, I never cared for this stuff anyway. So, and she heads back over to finish packing up. Benji and Nomi eventually finish their packing, as well as the researchers get their things ready. Anything else you need to collect from here in the city before you all head out?
Killian will go over to Ado's. I know we're heading out to Benji and Nomi's old village, but should we maybe wait until we get back to call up Archangel and tell him what's going on, or?
I think it would be best to finish up our business in this area before we go calling the old boss, just in case he wants to expedite our return or anything like that. Let's just do what we need to do, and then we'll call him. Maybe give ourselves a couple of extra days even. I could use a rest after this.
Fair
I
enough.
don't think he needs to know about Benji and Nomi's village.
No,
That's none of his business anyways.
I wasn't going to tell him anything. The less he knows, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I just meant about the relic.
Well, let's take care of this first, like you said, and then tell him, because he needs to get his long nose out of what's not his business.
Agreed.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, The forest is now no longer undying, so anything that you come across in there can do you harm, and you can do harm to it, finally, Bula. So,
Yeah, I can.
let's be on guard as we head through the forest.
Okay.
Killian will also summon Casimir, my
Aw,
buddy.
Cashmere. Okay. I will roll for Benji and Nomi, who will take the positions that you all ask them to for this trek. And I will have whoever you all say is going to be sort of leading, and whoever you say will be sort of taking watches along the way. Go ahead and roll survival checks for me.
So
That's
should
a
we...
nat 20 for Mr. Benji.
Okay, he's at the front because
Yeah.
we don't know where we're going, and they do.
It's only a 6 for Nomi.
Bula's gonna kind of take a. She's gonna bring up the rear to make sure that nothing sneaks up behind them, but making sure that she has Maraway within, like, pretty close if she needed to get to him.
Sure.
Eidos too.
Marway's a little distracted. Even with guidance, we're looking at like a 9.
Nice. Eidos will keep an ever vigilant eye with his dirty 20.
Killian, atop of Casimir, is more or less like going back and forth, kind of like up and down the line that we have going. Seeing how we don't have to look out for people getting lost in the woods, or do we still have to worry about that? Question mark? I don't know.
You do not. You do not. No one feels the call of the wood.
All right. Because Gillian got a 3, so he's just going back and forth. He's not. He's just paying attention to Casimir.
Bula got a 21.
All right. Okay. You guys make excellent time through this rainforest. It is alive with a new vigor, as well as stinking with a new sense of rot. The kind of rot that needed to be happening for many, many centuries, but is now happening expeditiously. So it is a beautiful day for a ride. It is sunny. It has warmed quite a bit. You can smell the ocean breeze. You are going sort of south by southwest down the peninsula. And so the closer you go, or the further you go in that direction, the more you can hear the rough waters of the bay, even through the thick tree canopy, as the ocean roars around you on either end of this long peninsula. And your first day of travel goes by fairly uneventfully. You see a lot of wildlife. You catch a glimpse of, especially Bula, you catch a glimpse of a black panther in a tree sort of stalking you guys for a while. You see some of what look like young giant spiders, not dissimilar to the ones you all fought before. You see all these different animals sort of coming alive, but they don't seem to be all that aggressive or all that desperate the way you have seen creatures in this wood over the past few days. So it feels a bit more renewed and a bit more stabilized already, now that things that were hungry have gotten to eat, things that were dying have died. It feels a bit more balanced with nature around you. And as the day comes to a close, let's go ahead and roll again for the next day of travel. So everybody go ahead and give me those survival rolls. Or if you have another idea to make this easier, you're welcome to add it to your plan.
Okay, question.
I got
So
a nat 20.
Holla.
Are we actually stopping at night to rest?
I assume you are, unless you tell me otherwise.
So my question is, have we rested?
Yeah, go ahead and long rest. Yep.
Okay, because there's things that I need.
Yeah, go ahead and have that long
We'll
rest.
go to
before our next
sleep
day of
this
travel.
time.
Okay. Thank you.
Gillian only got a 7 on survival.
Eidos got 10.
16.
16. Okay. Marwe, Bula, you two are walking with Nomi, sort of keeping watch at the head of the line. And you all start to feel like you're being watched at one point, midday. And you take a look around, and a familiar little voice fills all three of your heads at the same time. You all left in such a hurry. Where are we going?
You need to be going on top of a burger. That's what you need to do.
On top of a what? Okay, well, I was hoping I could go with you. The person whose head I was riding around on, didn't exactly stick around in the land of the alive, so I've been riding around, and you see this little, like, raccoon come scurrying out of the underbrush. And it is now have its head covered in mushroom brittle stem. And this little raccoon comes and sits in front of you and says, "Listen, I know things have been a bit weird, but things are different. What happened?"
Well, I can eat again. So
You don't want to eat me. I don't think I'm very tasty. The raccoon
I mean, I
scurries and hides behind Marway's legs.
I like mushrooms.
Well, we did break a curse.
Broke a curse. I don't know what that means, but that's great. I was able to decompose that body, so that's good, I suppose. Can I go with you?
Wasn't he still half alive when you're on him?
Yeah, but you don't really survive long when mushroom tendrils are in your brain, it turns out.
Oh, didn't realize it was that bad. Well, I guess I did. You know what? I don't want to think about the science behind all this.
I don't need to think about it much either. I'm very sentient, and I don't like that particularly.
Yeah, it's not fun when you start looking a little bit too hard behind the curtain. If you
Have you ever
promise-
considered what it takes to need another living organism to survive? It's not very morally sound.
Oh, no, but plenty of people have done that to me. I've seen it. It's pathetic. But you're welcome to travel with us, as long as you don't put your tendrils in our brains. If we can agree on that, then the more the merrier.
Ew, this raccoon's working out just fine. Raccoon does a little dance.
Dude. That's
And if you don't behave, you're going to be the next chicken marsala. I'm just saying.
She means it.
Mean it.
Okay. I'll point out other mushrooms that aren't sentient that are delicious to eat, maybe, and that will make you not eat me. The raccoon
As
gives
long-
you a weird
as long
little
as you
toothy
behave.
smile. And then the little raccoon happily hops back in line and is walking along with the researchers, who are all very confused. And you all continue. Otherwise, the day, again, goes by relatively uneventful. And you, Benji and Nomi, consult a few of the maps that they've been drawing up and adding to. And Nomi stops you all as you make camp for the night and start your campfire. And she says, we should arrive there by about mid-afternoon tomorrow. So I haven't exactly been very useful on this journey. I apologize for my emotional outbursts back at the coil. This is a bit heavier than I expected and happening a lot sooner than I anticipated. So I thank you all for coming with us and bringing us this far. And I just want you to know that whatever happens when we get to the village, you all are appreciated and have made a big difference in not just our lives, but everybody around here. Being able to reclaim this land is going to change a lot of people's lives and livelihoods.
I assume the city of Theris Rash will finally be able to expand a little bit, seeing how they can venture into the forest a little bit.
Yeah, the whole point of that fortress is just to keep the curse from spreading further into the kingdom. So I'm excited to see what happens between Wawasite, which is the kingdom that Varys Rash is within. But actually, Elena Myrna has claim to the most southern point of this peninsula. So there's going to be some political machinations happening there that I really hope to stick around and witness.
I assume that
this is all kind of unclaimed land.
I assume that the researchers and people from Nerdistan will, well, maybe be a little bit disappointed that the Undying phenomenon is now over and done with and just gone back to being a regular forest.
Yeah, I wonder how well they're going to take it that they're not really going to get much answers about the nature of the curse in the first place, but I mean, that's not my problem. I think my employer is going to be out of business, so I'll be looking for a new line of work anyway. Maybe I'll see about getting the village reestablished and reopening the fishing docks. Now, who I'll be fishing for and whose taxes I'll be paying, that's gonna be a mystery for a bit, I think. I have a feeling this is gonna be a bit of a rat race trying to see who can get here and claim land the fastest.
Oh, that's true. There'll be a lot of people fighting over this land and its resources going forward.
Marway leans over to Bula. And it's like do they often use to determine where political power rests?
You broke up. I didn't hear what you said.
Do they often use rats in a race to determine power?
Well, I mean, where I come from, yeah, we do. We use rats and we race them. Sometimes we use raccoons. The possums don't really do so good racing because they just play dead. I don't know how they do it here, but I mean, yeah.
Immediately writing that in the journal for things he didn't know about the material plane. Having a newfound respect for rats in general as kind of champions.
Benji does not come and join your conversation. He kind of stays to himself tonight. But Nomi, if you'll indulge her, sits and tells you guys some stories of their childhood, different people she remembers from her village, a little bit about their parents. And she drinks a bit heavily. Otherwise, the night goes on. And I'll have everybody roll one. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Killian will, kind of like he did back at the camp, he'll bug Eidos to teach him some magic, although it doesn't seem to be taking too well at the beginning, at least.
And Eidos will run him through all the exercises, making sure that he's actually listening to his tips and improving on his fundamentals before they move to the next stage, which is knowing your weapon after you know yourself.
So when are you going to shoot lightning at me? That's what I need. That's what I really need to know.
When you're ready, Killian. I don't think you're... I mean, if you want me to shoot a lightning bolt at your body, I will. But I mean, I don't think you're gonna like it.
I mean, I'm kind of one of those that like learns by doing, and pain's a great motivator to learn. So might not be a bad idea to try that every once in a while. And if you don't think I get the fundamentals down, then who am I to
Let's see.
doubt my teacher?
Let's see if you do. Go stand over there next to that tree.
All right.
And
I would like to tap Killian and give him resistance to lightning damage. So it's the resistance spell, so it'll be a D4 you can take off if you don't block this.
all right, let's find it. I just have too many powerful spells. What is it? Oh god. Okay. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt, and it's a DC 15 Dexterity.
All right. Killian is over by a tree, just getting like loose and limber, just kind of like shaking himself off and all that kind of stuff. And he's gonna choose to fail the dex save.
Oh, no.
He said, "I got this. I got this." All right.
Are you ready?
Marway
Alright.
Benji walks over to your side and says, "Watch this." He just stands and waits.
All right. I'm ready to go.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you. And Eidos will point his staff, I guess, at Killian's chest. And yeah, I'll cast a Lightning Bolt. So, and you fail.
Yeah.
So, yikes! Now I feel bad. Should have stuck to my guns here. Just let me roll 6 of these real fast. Oh, that was low. That's nice. 6, 8, 11, 16. I know one more. Okay. 20 points of lightning damage.
And Bob, you said I get a D4 of resistance.
A whole D4.
I'll take it. All right. So Killian's gonna be like,
And it
"Aya!" and just get electrocuted.
And Eidos, as you're laughing after hitting him with that, you get hit with Benji's guiding bolt for 16 points of damage. And you go flying
Dude,
back
what the
into
hell?
a tree.
He asked me to do it. It's part of his training.
Oh,
He has to
All
learn.
the friendly fire. Dang.
oh.
I think probably what he needs to learn is that you need to be on both offense and defense when you're using magic, Mr. Eidos. That's a fundamental.
Ooh.
And also not to trust your friends too much. Eidos will stand up and brush himself off, go over to Killian and try to help him up.
I almost
How
had
do
it.
you understand?
I was this
Fundamental
close.
Killian.
I was this close.
Perhaps if you tried it again, it would work.
I got another one in me, do you?
All right.
No, we'll need something to do tomorrow too, so I'll shoot you then.
All right. Well, I'll absorb what we learned tonight and reflect on it.
Yes. Let this be a lesson. The hubris of man.
What did we learn tonight?
Will shock. It's about the hubris of man, Norway. It's
We
shocking.
learned that we shouldn't use magic while drinking.
No, probably not. That's a bad idea too.
I'm sober though.
No drinking, Caston.
He said, I'm sober.
Oh, I'm not.
It's all part of the training. That's all it is. It's all part. It's for the betterment of our group that I learned this stuff.
And Eidos will turn away and say to nobody in particular, he's beginning to believe.
Benji says, Marway, what's the coolest magic you can do? I feel like I ain't seen your coolest tricks yet.
And if you need to shoot it at somebody,
Well,
let me know.
I think we're gonna think for just a second. What is the coolest magic Morrowind has?
Bula, what do you got while he's thinking?
What do I got?
Yeah, what you got?
What do I got? I think we've seen what I've got. And she like tries to be all mysterious because she still doesn't 100% know how to
What she's got.
control what she's got. It comes at the weirdest moments. She's like, I don't think you can handle what I got. I mean, you saw what happened to Barda.
I
And
heard
she
what
just-
happened to Barda.
She just kind of like adjusts herself, like
Pulls her bra.
yeah, kind of pushes them together, kind of, and like.
All right, you're right. You're right. That's too
No.
much for me tonight. Too rich for my blood.
She's gonna distract from actually having to perform it.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh gosh.
These puppies are loaded.
All right, intimidation. Okay. It's a 5. She's still preoccupied by the biscuits in her bag. She's like trying to be intimidating, but she has biscuit crumbs everywhere, including
For sure.
dropping down her chest. So
Well, lucky for you, him laughing at you is just as distracting as being intimidated by your cleavage.
it all works out in the end. It's fine.
Seraphina, you got anything fun up your sleeves?
I
feel like she would just like
No.
prestidigitate.
Just beautiful sleeves. That's all I have.
Please.
I'm all about the sleeves.
She's got 3 different layers of sleeves from all of her gowns. All right, well, Marway, it's up to you. Impress us.
I think he just summons all of his friends because pretty much everything he does is through his people. And he's just like, ta-da!
Ta-da.
Bula's like, look, he's got all those critters. You can't do
You've
that.
got a whole little army. That is impressive. All right, I ain't never summoned nothing. Not too bad, not too bad. He goes and has a conversation. What language do all of your different summons speak? What languages, plural? Many?
Sylvan is most of them. Of Huthamer and he speaks Celestial, and Huthamer speaks Common, or no, not Common. I'm sorry, Druidic and Sylvan.
He goes and has a conversation in Druidic
so
with
no.
Huthamer.
Okay.
They just sort of go off and chat on their own. Every now and then you see them both look at you and giggle a little.
It's with Huthamer, it's definitely like a condescending giggle.
Oh, for
'cause
sure,
that's
for
just
sure.
what he is.
Yes. But there are conversations being had about Mr. Marway across camp with a slightly drunk Benji. The night wears on, and you all eventually find your beds once again. And for our last day of travel, go ahead and roll one more survival check for me.
Ooh, 17 for Killian.
Bula got an 11.
17 as well.
15.
Okay. All right, and Benhinomi did all right. Okay. Your last about 6 hours of travel the following day. Mid-afternoon, indeed, you do come upon the coast of the peninsula. Upon which time Benji and Nomi go pretty quiet as they look down the hill, down to this very tropical beach community, or what was once a beach community is now sort of just stone foundations of homes, long since burned and rotted away. The leftover remnants of roads overgrown by lots of vegetation and plants. And the roaring, ruckus sea, the Bay of Ilar beyond. This sort of fishing community that was one of the only communities on the peninsula before the wars to be able to have the technology to be on the Bay of Ilar and be able to pull fish and make a living off of the bay. And they both sort of look at each other and hold hands and sort of don't seem to even like register anymore that you all are with them as they head down the hill into what was once their village. But eventually Benjakat sort of hangs back after walking down what would have been a main street at one time. And he says to Marway, the place was called Suncrest, and it really was something once. My mama was owned like 5 of the fishing vessels, and she was really proud. She was the one who managed to figure out how to make the buoys on them stay so stable, even though the waves are so rough out there. And my dad, he mostly raised up me and my sister, but he's the one who got us pushed out in the only boat that wasn't burning, and that was a bad day. And I don't want to say I'm glad that I don't want to say that I'm glad the Yuan-Ti are dead, but I feel like maybe things are finally made right for my people. Would you, if you were me, go back if you could? Even if your home wasn't what it was, and even if the people are long gone? Would the place still matter?
A place is just a place. Long to go home, because my people still need me to. I would be lying. I said I did not wish to set my mother herself planted. The time when we have to let go of what was, just for the sake of it being.
I think probably I let go of this village a long time ago. And he reaches under. He sort of wears this like loose tunic, and he always wears a scarf that he'll use to kind of pull up over his horns to protect his face from the sun when needed. And he reaches under that scarf and pulls out a piece of twine, a piece of cord, on which you see there's an amber pendant. And he pulls the cord off and holds it up to the light so you can see it, and it has a pear blossom inside. He says, this was the last thing that my mama gave us. And Nomi walks over and holds his hand on the other side of him and looks at it. He says, we owe it to our, to her memory to say goodbye and let go. And let this village and our community and the Yuan-Ti and the history and these woods and all of this land move forward, finally. And that means we have to as well. He goes down to the beach, and just before one of the docks, he and Nomi bend down and sort of dig a hole together in the sand. And she kisses the pendant and hands it back to him, and they lay it in the hole. And they both cover it. And lay their hands one on top of the other. And Benji starts to druid craft so that even above the sand, vines and leaves and greenery twist and root and grow into a small garden above where his mother's pendant is. And a small sapling of a pear tree sprouts right there in the sand. Nomi whispers in Druidic. Benji whispers something in response. They both stand and turn and look up at their village. And Nomi says, I'm gonna stay and rebuild it. More people are gonna come here. And Benji says, I thought you would. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find those people to come here. She cries a bit. And with that, and with the sun setting slowly over the ocean behind them, we're gonna end it tonight. Thank you all for playing. What a dream. And before next session, I'm going to ask you all for a favor. I need you all to level up.
Yay!
Whoa.
Fucking yeah.
Let's think about how long it's been.
It's been a minute. So I think we're leveling up to 10. Is that correct? No, 9.
9.
9.
Yeah.
9.
Very
Yeah.
exciting. All right. So as we come into episode 50 next week, we're going to start playing at episode 9. So please, everybody, come back and join us next week. And let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get into then. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching on Twitch. Everybody go level up in real life. Ta-ta.
Bye bye.